Even with the prevailing ASU strike in the country, the federal government or the JAMB has also deemed it fit to reduce the cutoff marks for people seeking admission to tertiary institutions. A lot of people have argued that this is a very big shame to our country, Nigeria, because not only has it successfully reduced the children's or students' preparations, it's also successfully reduced the standard of education in the country. My name is Damilare Okola, and you're watching i.com TV. In this episode of Street Gist, we want to ask Nigerians what they think about this recent reduction of cutoff marks from an average of 200, 180 to about 120 to gain admission to tertiary institutions in Nigerians. We want to find out exactly what Nigerians think. Come along.
Well, it's an indication that the standard of education is degenerating in Nigeria, because it's an indication that candidates will not put in much of their efforts because of the reduced cutoff points. In those days, people trained to put in their best in order to be able to score high so that they can gain admission because it's competitive into an institution of learning. But in a case whereby they believe that it should be so reduced, so it ended up becoming a half-baked, preparatory grant for undergraduates.
Okay, and they were saying that one of the reasons that they reduced the cutoff mark is just for Nigerians to be able to be encouraged to school in Nigeria and not only for other places.
Really, people in their thousands, in their thousands, Nigerian university are turning out graduates. So is it that they are not they don't have enough students? Year in, year out, even before now, before this year that they try to overhaul JAMB, there have been the kind of applicants to university looking for admission. Obviously, it's more than the number of what the university can accommodate. So that shouldn't be an excuse at all for those dives so low in that regards. I think if they are able to maintain standard, then whatever graduate they are turning out, we're able to give them the best in a productive economy. Out there now, we have thousands of graduates that have turned out year in, year out and looking for employment. So rather than reducing it to create more unemployed graduates, then they should maintain standard. Those who cannot gain admission at the moment, they can look for alternative like small-scale businesses to at least, or they empower themselves through acquiring some skills outside school.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Why?
Because it's going to help people a lot. Because not all the students that are sat for the UTME this year that will be able to meet the school's cutoff mark. So I'm sure by the fact that JAMB has reduced the cutoff mark, is going to help some students that their cutoff mark is not initially up to the school standard. So I'm very happy about that.
Okay, so have you written JAMB before?
Yeah, I got this year.
Did you write before this year?
No, I didn't.
Your first time?
Yeah, it's my first time of writing.
So have you gotten your score? What's your score?
Yeah, I scored 201.
201.
Yeah.
So it will easily give you admission.
Yeah, sure. Not hopefully, certainly.
Okay, so but don't you think that this has reduced the standard of education in Nigeria?
The standard of education. I don't think it has reduced the standard. In fact, I would say it has helped. It has helped to help more students gain admission. Because let's consider the cutoff mark wasn't reduced, and sure, the cutoff mark is not easy to meet up to a school's cutoff mark. You understand? You know what I'm saying? So at least it's going to improve the. I think, or let me say, I know it has improved the standard of school in Nigeria.
What do you want to study?
Yeah, computer science.
Computer science.
Yeah.
What school?
Obafemi Awolowo University.
It's too low.
It's too low.
Yeah. We have billion boys in Nigeria. Why can't they read better? Read very well. To surpass 120. 120 to me is a lazy figure. We don't think of just producing nonsense. But if the cutoff mark is a little bit higher, we should produce good students.
So you think with 120 as the cutoff mark could be producing nonsense?
It's nonsense. It's lazy figure. Anybody can score 120. You start pushing nonsense to university. Imagine graduates cannot write correct English these days. I'm telling you, they can't write correct English these days. But by the time you are lowering the thing, you are encouraging stupidity in school.
How about standard of education in Nigeria? Will it also reduce it?
The
Standard of education in Nigeria, will it also affect it?
120 is not a good figure. If you want to increase the standard of education in Nigeria, forget about America, where everybody degree in America is like school start here. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. When I was a school start person, I write good English. Good English. You would think an MSc wrote it. An MSc holder. People are very lazy now. Very lazy. They don't want to read. And they want certificates. Either by forging or by joining cult or by doing all nonsense. They don't want to read. I'm telling you. Imagine a situation where a student of another student will be writing exam for another student. It's stupidity. Cut off 120 is stupidity and laziness.
Yeah, the cutoff, and well, I don't just understand why it is reduced to that level. Because most students now of nowadays, they are not that serious. They were like, let me just get 120 and go. Damn, they will give me admission. But that thing is, we lead that we they reduce the cutoff, like the grade in school. Will that be reduced? What will it bring to it? I don't just know. But with what my own know, they should just bring it back to the normal level.
How many times did you write JAMB before you gained admission?
Just once.
And then you cleared it?
Yeah.
So you don't have an experience of writing JAMB for like 5, 7?
No, at all.
Okay, but you think now, these days, that we just cut off now, students will not be serious again?
Some of them. But there will still be serious one amongst them.
But the cutoff has been reduced now. How do they get this? It's not going to give them zeal to want to work really hard. Like.
Yeah. Seriously. Because even during my JAMB, I didn't read for my JAMB. I believe with all I've known when I was in school, I'll go off.
What did you score?
I scored 230 something.
230 something?
Yeah.
And then what did you study?
Elect engine.
Okay.
Lagos State, yeah.
How about standard of education in Nigeria? Do you think it will affect it as well?
No, it won't. Just to make them enter the school. I think that's why they reduced.
You think it will affect the standard of education?
I don't think. Because the poly unit, they already have their set standards. You understand? It won't.
JAMB reduced the cutoff marks recently.
I don't even know what you said, sorry.
What?
I don't know what you said.
Okay, are you not a Nigerian?
I am Nigerian, but I grew up in the UK.
In the UK? Oh, fantastic. What's the standard of education in the UK compared to what is in Nigeria? Are you aware? Can you compare?
I can't compare because I haven't had education here in Nigeria.
Okay, but do you have friends here?
None that studied here.
None that studied?
People that are from the UK that have come here, not really.
Okay, so how would you rate the education level in the UK?
Education's education, isn't it? It's part of the system. I don't think any education, mainstream, is great. Homeschooling, other education, but not mainstream education anywhere. But in saying it, I'm sure, do you have to pay for education here? Yeah, well then you don't have to pay for it in the UK. So I'm sure that is a bridge to jump over. So, yeah.
You don't pay for education in the UK?
No, you don't. Primary school free, secondary school free, and then you go on to college. Basically, you have to pay for uni, that's it, but that's a choice. So basically, from the age of 18, if you want to go to university, you probably have to pay for that. But apart from that, no, you don't.
You don't pay for it?
Unless you want to go private, so you can go to a private school and then pay 10,000 a year. But there's no paying.
Really, I know before government plan to do that, they know what to do. They know the right thing. You understand me now? So me, I support them.
Support the reduction?
Yes.
But don't you think it affects our education in Nigeria?
But no, really, if you can train your children well, if there's no something like over move, you will not have any problem. You understand me now? So I support them.
You have children who have written JAMB.
Yes, now.
Did they pass at the first attempt?
Yes.
They wrote it once and they passed once.
Yes.
So you don't think it's a bad idea for them to reduce it?
No. It's not a bad idea. It's a good idea. So that is the way I saw it. It's a good idea.
Well, I don't really understand what's going on with the Nigerian system. Why would you reduce JAMB scores for any reason? If you are not good, you are not good now. That's how it should be. At least minimum of 200, 250 should actually be the standard. Because when we were admitted then, that was the standard.
How many times did you write JAMB?
Then JAMB me well, like 4 times. So.
And what was the least score you had then?
About 220.
You had 220?
Yeah.
And you still didn't get admission?
Now so we see them now.
So you don't think it's a good idea now that when you wrote JAMB there it was so high, now they are bringing it down?
Well, I don't know. The standard of education in Nigeria is generally reduced. So let's hope it might actually give some other people chances, unlike us, where we do waste time for night, we do waste time for house before we enter school. But let's hope it will actually improve the educational system. But I still don't know. I'm very skeptical about it.
But they think that it's a good idea so that a lot of people will gain admission to tertiary institutions.
But if you get an admission and you are not academically sound, is there any profit? Is there any use? That's just my own view. If it's high, then there has to be a standard. If the standard is met, then you ought to be admitted. But however, if you get into school and you can't keep up with the pace at which education is or your lectures, because I can remember when I got into school then, my first lecture was a projector kind of class, and I was like, oh boy, which one is this one? It wasn't our regular dictation. I had to improve on myself. So that's how it should be. Although, well, if it works for them, no voila. But then, at me, it was actually low then, when the educational standard was actually very high. People would have actually gotten the admission faster, unlike now. But if it's reduced, if they can't keep up, no problem now.
Well, it's very good in order for the candidates that are passing out from the secondary school, for them to be able to get their admission into higher institutions. So it's very good.
Some people think that it will reduce the standard of education in Nigeria.
Though it may. Well, when we check into the system very well, we'll see that it may, at the end of the day, make the situation of education to be balanced. There are some other people that are at home for years due to JAMB problem and other things like that. Then if we are talking of other people that are privileged in terms of monetary issue, they will go into institution very quickly. But when it comes to the layman, those that are still struggling, that problem is there for them. So it's very good, and I believe by the time as the system is going on, we'll be able to get to where we are going.
Okay, in your days, did you write JAMB?
Yes, I do.
Well, how many times did you write JAMB?
I wrote it 3 times.
3 times?
Yes.
What was your list score?
The list score was The list was 121.
And they didn't give you admission
at all
until you scored?
Until I scored 204. That was when I got admission to.
So you feel it is fair enough to bring it to 120?
Yes, due to the situation of things and in Nigeria, for the less privileged to go, education is the best. So the more you stay at home, the more you remain redundant.
I have read that JAMB has reduced the cutoff mark.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think about it?
I think it, but I don't know how Nigeria, because this life where we are, because only God can save us for every our problems. Because like now we're talking about Buhari now. People are talking about Buhari, about how can we change this in Nigeria. But I believe that God will heal for me and make Nigeria to be normal. Because
I'm asking about JAMB, not Buhari. JAMB.
Okay, JAMB.
Yes. Did you write? Have you written
JAMB? But me, I'm not aware of JAMB, but I'm not in JAMB now.
You are not in JAMB?
Yeah, I'm not aware of JAMB now. That's why I'm trying to say, but I'm doing the work now.
Okay. Have you written JAMB before? Do you know what JAMB is?
Yes, I know what JAMB, but I wrote YF, but I'm ready to wrote JAMB. But the time I should repeat it back again. That's why I'm trying to do it again.
You should repeat to your class.
Yeah, I should do it again.
Okay, you do WAEC.
Yeah, I passed daily my WAEC. I said I should do it back again. That's why I'm trying to.
When are you going to write JAMB?
That was, I will do it next year because this year has passed now. I will do it next year.
To me, it's a total rubbish because it's over a section of the country, from what I know, the economy on education. But look at it this way: cut amount to be 120 for university education is total rubbish because it's not up to half. If I don't know about half, 50%, that will be thinkable, kind of. But to say 120 is a far cry for what it's supposed to be.
What do you think they had in mind before bringing the cutoff so low?
What they have in mind, I will not know. I can't read their mind, but I know that it will help the northern citizens of this country. Definitely, it's for that. To bridge the dichotomy between the west and the north. In doing that, one of the north has some challenges. Boko Haram have been there, which is they go against schooling and a lot of things. And also, to ensure that that gap is reduced, to take a very long time, I know that for sure.
Well, how about our education standard in Nigeria? Will it affect it as well?
It will, especially from the north. I have a friend of mine in my church. The son is going for Ukraine, Mason. You imagine where they are taking 120, somebody scored 269, no play for admission, University of Benin, precisely. No play for admission. So good enough, Ukraine have given admission and they'll be going there to school. Though they say our education is backward or is down, but education progress-wise, our students are fed off in other countries. It beat me a lot to say that our education is bad. When they go to UK, go to United States of America or wherever, they come at top in their education in most schools. So I think generally, maybe they're talking about general, but on the individual base, we're still doing very well, pretty well.
I think it's good. It's good.
Why do you think it is good?
Because I think in other countries there is no JAMB, though the quality of education has totally reduced. So I think it's good.
It's good that they reduce the cutoff mark to 120.
Yes, that's what was it before?
Like 200.
200. It's too much now. It's too much.
But people believe that it's to encourage laziness in the students who are seeking admission.
The children are already lazy. The teachers are lazy. The lecturers are lazy. So it's not what we're talking about now.
So it's not the cutoff that will make them lazy.
Yes, let them go to school and have a skill. Let them just go to the school, have some basic knowledge, and then have a skill and handwork. Because if you talk about quality of education, it has gone to zero.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria, yes.
What do you think they can do to bring it back up? In your opinion, what do you think?
The teachers should be serious. The students should forget about social media and get serious and read their books. And poverty is affecting so many things because most times you see during exams, children does not read. When you are shouting, go and read your book, they will just look at you and because they know that they are going to be help at the hall. They have a whole lot of help from the vigilators to all the teachers. They will be calling the answers for them. So what are we talking about?
Do you have children who have written JAMB?
About to.
About to. Can you not help them in exam? You will not help them in exam?
I don't want anybody. Let them write let them write what they know. Let them write what they know. So whether it is reduced or not, you will see somebody that doesn't know anything. He will score 240, 220. And then you will also see somebody that is so intelligent. He will not meet up with the, he will write JAMB over and over again until they have some way to help the child or something. So it's a very disgusting situation that I don't feel like talking about.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Nigerians seem divided about this reduction of cutoff. While some people believe that it is going to aid admission, some others believe, or many others believe, that it is total nonsense. Somebody even said it is stupidity. That's a wrap for us on the Street Switch today. Big shout out to Emmanuel Sodi, the man behind the camera, and everyone out there for joining this live feed. My name remains Damilare Kola. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We remain on the streets. Have a lovely day. After more than 100 days, our president Muhammadu Buhari is finally back. And you know what? When he came in, a lot of people were excited. Nigerians were jumping up and down. They were shouting, "Say Baba, say Buhari," especially in the northern part of Nigeria. Well, our president is back, and the media assistant to the president, or media aide to the president, Mr. Femi Adesina, has come out to say, look, our president can go back to the United Kingdom for treatment at any time he decides to or wishes to. My name is Amla Okola, and today on Street G's, we want to ask Nigerians what they think about the president returning from the United Kingdom and going back to the United Kingdom anytime soon. You think it's a good idea for our president to go back to the United Kingdom again to seek medical help, to get medical treatment, or should he just fix the facilities in the country and avoid spending national money on trips here and there? Maybe he likes to travel. I know our president does not like to travel like that. He likes his people, but then he has to stay with us and be fine for us. That's what we want to find out on the street today. Let's go.
It's a thing of joy